Hi folks, I wanted to give you one possible solution to our week 8 homework. Usually I wait till all the submissions come in before I do a screencast on a possible solution. This is one of those where you could have several possibilities. And our goal is to think critically and make the best possible database that allows for future growth. So what's interesting about this email is that because we're creating a database, there are certain things that we should just ignore completely. For example, a small school with 50 students and 5 teachers. Those numbers are irrelevant to a database designer. That's because our database should be able to handle 1 million students and thousands of teachers. We don't care about certain specifics. We think in generalities when we create a database. So the process here should be to write down everything that we need to remember or store. And when I look at this, I see that we definitely need to store things about students and things about teachers. And then I see this sentence: each teacher has a course load of 3 classes per year. We teach grades 8, 9, 10, irrelevant, and below is a list of courses offered, irrelevant. It could be a school that only teaches web development. Anyway, just from the top sentence, I see 3 tables. I see students, I see teachers, and then I see courses. 3 tables. So how do I grade this? Well, I'm looking for second or third normal form. More than likely, because we have 3 tables interacting, we'll be looking for third normal form. It is possible to get an effective database created here with second normal form. Okay, so at the bottom here it says we are growing at leaps and bounds and expect to have over 100 students for next year with the addition of 5 more faculty members. Again, irrelevant. Our current system of keeping up with students involves the use of MS Word and Excel. We think we may need a database system, but we're not sure. Yes, you do. That should be the answer should be yes on everything, especially if there's growth. This part, we'd ideally like to be able to generate the following types of reports: rosters, schedules, transcripts, and grades. Well, if you look at this and you think abstractly in the generic, a table that has students and a table that has courses will take care of that. We just have to be able to alter the elements inside those tables. Other things that we've thought about but have no idea what to do with. Well, teacher salaries, that would be part of the teacher table. Student activity courses, that would be part of the students and courses table. And the financial aspect would be a new table called finances. Now, I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to show you what one possible solution is. So this is Chen notation of a possible idea, okay? And again, this is not in any way saying that your submissions are wrong. You do not have to make it like this. Again, I'll be looking for your ability to connect tables and prevent redundancies, and that's how you would be judged here. So let's look at the 3 tables I talked about: students, courses, and teacher. Because we're dealing with Chen notation in this, I personally prefer Chen. I like it a little bit better than Crows, but either one's fine, especially with the amount of good software we have out there to create these. But when I look at this, I see that I have a student ID, and the student ID is being held in a holder table called student schedule. And the course ID also holds the courses. So when we have course and student, we have a holder table. The reason why is because one student can have many schedules. I would rather have third normal form on this instead of second normal form. Can you imagine if I had students with a borrowed ID for course or courses with a borrowed ID for student? Then you would have a lot of redundancies. So when I look at teacher ID here and I see one to many on the teaching schedule, now we can formulate everything we need. So let's again think back to our reports. We need to know class rosters. Great. All I would need to do that is to select the students and courses where the IDs are connected and where the course is a specific course. So the criteria would be in the courses, and then we could still get reports for that. Okay, so what about student schedules? The same thing. I would make a similar query on these two tables where they're connected and where the term is current. So that would be the schedule. As far as transcripts, when we go back here on this, we could add grades and build off this section. So I could have student schedule, right, with two holder tables, and then have a grade, which would be another table, another field here. So that hasn't been built yet, but that would work. And then you could, from there, make grade reports. So this four things are would be accomplished by this section. This, from some of the submissions I've seen already, people have gone over this, which is great. I love that. But when we look at it with critical eye, you have to think about how it's going to be coded and how it's going to function. So generating bills, financial aid, student activity courses. First of all, we haven't even defined what an activity course is, but that should be taken care of with just courses. I don't care what kind of course it is. And then teacher salaries. Well, the teacher salaries that's a pretty simple thing. We could either put it inside the teacher's field, right here, have salary, or have a field called salaries, another table called salaries that is connected back to the teacher with a one borrowed ID. And that's where you get the second normal form, that section. So as far as these things, we're ready to build if we need to. But I think this is a simple way to help you guys understand what could be possible. And the N means many, so one to many. One student has many schedules. One course has many schedules. One course has many teaching schedules. One teacher has many schedules. So it's pretty rudimentary what I have. I could probably add more fields to this. Like I said, the grade right here. But as a entry-level structure, this is what I would go with.